It's really a good movie. I like it a lot better now than like when we were working on it. And I was at ILM, and Phil came by and he said, "Hey, Harry, we got this movie, RoboCop. You want to come work on it?" And I said, "Yeah, sure." I just finished up on something. I'm not sure what it was. So we went out to Phil's place, and he had a small 1,500-foot studio in Berkeley. And so first thing he shows me, first he warns me. He says, "Here, I got some dailies to show you, live action dailies, and so it's pretty violent, pretty graphic. So beware." So we looked at it was the boardroom sequence, so the guy's getting shot up. And yeah, at the time, 80, early 87, I guess. It was like, yeah, this is really a violent movie, all this blood and these guys getting shot up. And so I wasn't too keen on it at first, just because of all the violence. But after seeing the storyboards and the drawings of Ed 209 and stuff, and what we were going to do and stuff, I said, yeah, this could be a lot of fun, which it was. So yeah, that was a great show to work on. Phil and Randy Dutra. Randy Dutra did most of the animation. I'd say probably Randy did like maybe 60% of the animation. Phil maybe 30, and I did maybe about 10%. Phil was making his own Dynamation setups and animating his own scenes, and then we had two setups going, and then I was making the Dynamation setups for Randy Dutra, and Randy Dutra was animating those. And then, and then I worked on the, which is a miniature, I worked on the stairwell sequence, which when RoboCop falls down the stairwell, which we shot as a high-speed miniature of basically RoboCop with loosened all his joints, so he was all kind of loose. Shot that high speed, I set that all up and lit it. And then I did the, when he was on his back, kicking with his legs, I animated those shots there. So yeah, it was a great show. During those old stop motion days, usually you had to, or you really wanted to finish a stop motion shot. You didn't want to stop in the middle of a shot and leave it overnight, because anything can happen. Earthquake, or who knows what. Some of the maintenance person comes in and says, "Oh, well, look at this cute puppet," and picks it up and moves something or whatever on the set. And usually, we just had to go straight through and do a stop motion shot. And on Ugly Bird, these shots were pretty horrendous. Some were long, and I would come in like at 9 in the morning and finish 9 or 10 the next day. Go straight 24 hours on a shot, as opposed to later on, like on Nightmare Before Christmas, when they started using the frame grabbers. And a lot of those shots in that show, they took 2-3 weeks to do, in one shot. And with dozens of characters and whatever 1,000 frames long. But we could leave those, of course. You would have to go home at night. You could, because they had the frame grabbers, and if something got bumped on the set, it could be put back, because they had that grabbed information in the video, camera. So, and plus they fixed a lot of stuff digitally too. If lights burnt out and you turn the light on again and it wasn't quite the same intensity, you see a light change, or something got moved on a set, or earthquake, whatever. All that stuff was kind of fixed in digital. So it was kind of a nice saving grace on that show, using digital that way.